All right, everybody. It's Friday, November 10th. I want to give somewhat of a update on the car business right now and what's happening. There's been a couple of changes, even though. Well, let's start there. Let's start with interest rates. So, interest rates. I haven't seen them this high since about 25 years ago when I first sort of got into the car business 25, 26, 27 years ago. The best interest rates out there on used cars were 7.9%. And here we've come full circle. We're almost at that now. So as people may probably know by now, is that interest rates have slowly been going up since those kind of record low 2% loans going back a year and a half, 2 years. Those are gone, long gone. And we're closer to the 7.25, 7.5, 7.75. Each credit union is slightly different. Banks are slightly different, but that's kind of what's been going on. Is they've been rising, and that's where they are. And this week, this month, starting November, it doesn't seem to be much of a change at all. Feds didn't up the rate. That should trickle down into affect bond markets and other things. So we don't expect them to go up anytime soon. This should be a plateau for a while. Election coming next year. Hopefully we'll see a small decrease. I think 2% was way too low, and I think that 8% is too high. So hopefully in 2024 that can get balanced out a bit better. So that's what we're hoping for there. But as of right now, November, nothing's really changed from October or September. So that's there. The other thing I want to talk about is every Friday, Kelley Blue Book updates their estimates, let's say, of values on vehicles. So they're certainly not exactly a great barometer for what's happening in the wholesale or retail prices, but they are who they are. They're still they're still what's being used for banks when they loan money. So they're still using their values, even though, in my opinion, they're not very accurate. But it gives us a spot to start. So those I want to talk about trucks first, because trucks is most people that have been looking for trucks know that the prices have been kind of record high for those things. It doesn't matter with gas prices. Doesn't matter with much, but they've been kind of record high. So we've seen kind of a jerk up the last 3-4 weeks, and now we're seeing a bit of a correction, which is it's not great for the car dealer who's trying to navigate all this stuff. It's not fun, but it's really what needs to happen. So hopefully it will continue, but we have seen a drop this week. So again, we're November 10th. We have seen a drop in wholesale values given by Kelley Blue Book on trucks, which I haven't seen in a while. So it's nice to see. Some not much of a correction, some were flat, but there were some that had as much as $500, $800 corrections, which is great. It's great for the people that are looking to buy trucks, and it's good to see. I like that trend, even though it's not great for business per se, but it is great for overall our industry. So I am happy to see that. As far as when it comes to the cars, the subcompact, the compact cars, those Honda Accords, Toyota Camrys, Sonatas, Optimas, getting into your Civics and Elantras and Corollas and all that stuff, most of that has stayed flat. There's been tiny increases, meaning week over week, maybe $100 changes one way or the other, but for the most part they've stayed somewhat steady, not only with Kelley Blue Book values, but actual market values, actually what we see at wholesale auctions and what we see driving demand on the internet. Is sometimes you can price a car and you get no action on it. You lower it sometimes just $200-$300, and it drops it into a category that people are comfortable with. But so not a ton of movement there, but a stabilization to me is a positive. Anything that didn't go up is good. When you get into SUVs, we're still seeing demand high in the what I call the third seat SUVs, your Highlanders, your Acadias, whatever, with Pilots, any of that stuff. they're still moving. I mean, they're still moving. They're still desirable. It seems to be what people are going through. And then you've got the smaller SUVs, the Escape, CRVs, RAV4s, that kind of thing. You know, they're selling well. And of course, they always do well when gas is at a certain point. And we seem to be trickling down. Somehow we've been convinced that $4.30 a gallon is a good price. It's not, but I'm not sure when they'll dip under $4. Hopefully soon. And again, hopefully the election season will help that happen as well. But for right now, those have been pretty steady. Not a lot of movement one way or the other. The only thing that we've seen softening, not necessarily at wholesale or retail prices, but is demand. And I know that's somewhat kind of counterintuitive, but we still see the ones that we want bringing strong money at auction. But as far as people asking for Tahoes, Expeditions, you know, Navigators, Escalades, Yukons, Sequoias, you name it, it's just not as much as it used to be. And again, we're kind of going into the winter time and the snowy season, and that can change, you know. But we did not see a huge demand for the summer, you know, this last summer with people traveling. You know, we're going camping or towing boats or towing trailers and stuff like that. We did not see the huge demand, and gas prices had to probably a lot to do with that. But you know, right now, you know, everybody's going to always have those vehicles. There's always going to be people with big families or stuff that are looking for that, and you know, we're always going to have them. But you're not going to. I don't think you're going to see places like us who, you know, we carry 150, you know, 130 to 160 cars, and I think I have maybe 4 or 5 big SUVs. The rest, in fact, I'll turn around here a little bit. You can kind of see the rest of them are the smaller and mid-sized ones. So lots of those, not as many of the big ones. But you know, we like most people, we operate on demand. If people start asking a lot for them, you'll see us up our inventory in that department. But you know, right now we're trying to match the demand that we're getting, which is just not that much. So you know, hey, look, 7-minute video. I don't want to take up a lot of time, but that is kind of the current rundown. Is, you know, interest rates stayed the same pretty much. Not much has changed there. Wholesale prices, we've actually seen a dip, especially when it comes to trucks, which truck buyers haven't seen that for a long time. So that's you know, everybody's going to be happy with that. So that's good. And overall, things are just pretty standard. We are going into the time of the season where people are going to start thinking 4-wheel drive. They're going to start wanting to go skiing, and you know, all that stuff. So you'll probably see the demand. Therefore, the retail prices trickle up a little bit with those 4-wheel drive vehicles. But it is a good sign that things are starting to adjust slightly. So if you have any questions, if you're looking for anything in particular, or you want us to go find you something, or you just have a question about warranties or history reports, or you know, finance, you know, a bank or credit and what the current rates are, just give us a call, 916-991-3222, or go to the website, outlet, the number 4, cars.com. Most of your questions can be answered with that, but please give us a call if you need to. And that'll be it. I will try to do more of these, you know, at least once a week to kind of give you an update. That's when the Blue Book changes, so it's a good time to kind of update everybody on the market. Thanks.